Welcome to Beverly City Hall. Today we have Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito joining us to sign the Community Compact, the Commonwealth's Community Compact. I'm Mayor Mike Cahill. Just want to say a couple quick words and then introduce some of our other elected officials. We will be, I guess, the 152nd community in the state to officially sign this compact. We've been working hard on the agreement with the governor's office, Lieutenant Governor's office. I'm very excited about this. We have 3 areas that we have committed to making gains in. One is sustainable development and land protection, and on that front, we are working to update our city's open space plan. On housing, we are developing a housing plan, but we're doing much more than that in Beverly. We're working to create a 40R district and build some workforce housing and low-income family housing to help meet a regional need. And we know that by being part of this community compact, that will create more opportunities for us to secure state support funding for what we're trying to do there. And we also working on transportation, and in that area right now, we're putting a lot of effort into our Safe Routes to Schools program to get more children walking to school and make sure that we take care of the pathways that they get there and ensure that they're safe ways for them to go. So what I'd like to do is introduce our State Senator, Joan Lovely.
Thank you, Mayor. Also welcome Lieutenant Governor to my hometown of Beverly. I may sleep in Salem, but this is where my heart is. Don't tell Salem. I'm kidding. But thank you for your strong partnership, the Baker-Polito administration, working with state officials, the legislature. We're very strong partners, and of course with our local counterparts, our mayor, very strong mayor here in Beverly, and City Council for this community compact. Looking forward to working with you, Mayor, and advancing these really wonderful initiatives. So thank you.
Thank you, Senator. Representative Parasella.
Thank you, Mayor, and welcome to Beverly again. I know you and the governor both served in local office as selectmen and selectwomen, so you understand what it's like to serve in a local office and the importance of having a good relationship between the legislature, the administrative branch, and the local government. So just thank you so much for all you do. I know I think we've had a really good working relationship with the legislature and your administration so far, and we really appreciate all the support that you give to our communities.
Thank you both very much. Thank you. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor.
Thank you.
And we have 3 of our city councilors here. Councilor John Frady's Ward 6, City Council President Paul Guanci, and a City Councilor at Large, Matt St. Hilaire. And I would imagine you folks want to welcome the Lieutenant Governor as well.
I guess I'll go first, right? Why not?
Right ahead.
Lieutenant Governor, thank you for being here at City Council Chambers where we conduct business every week. We're very fortunate here in Beverly to have a great working relationship with our City Council, our Mayor, and then our State Senator and our State Representative for a long time. So it's great to be able to sign on with you, and any assistance that we can get from the state makes us a stronger community. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
I'd just like to say thank you to Lieutenant Governor Polito and to Governor Baker as well for their strong commitment to local cities and towns. I think as Mayor Cahill said, we're the 152nd, which is just amazing to sign on to this. Also like to thank Mayor Cahill for recognizing the benefit of the Community Compact and for signing on to this. And you know, it's just a great partnership that we have at the state level, so it's very exciting stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
If I may, I was just going to take a different approach because I can't say any better than what you guys said. But I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor and the Baker administration for everything they've done to keep our cause, our mission to strike out ALS, Team Freight Train and my son Pete, who is suffering with this terrible disease, but you people are doing everything you possibly can. And for you to take the ice bucket again, personally, it's just so wonderful and touching to us as a family. So thank you very much.
So, Lieutenant Governor, again, welcome. I should say that in those 3 areas that we're putting an emphasis on, we have already secured a $10,000 commitment from the administration to help fund our housing plan. And so that's the first concrete evidence of the benefit of this. But the bottom line is you've only been in office for just under 14 months, and you and the governor have done incredible work. And that's apparent both in the work each of you do, but with your agencies. Aaron Clausen, our city planner, and I were in this morning meeting with the leadership at the T on a number of issues. You know that we have one of the busiest commuter rail lines in the system. We have 5 stations. We have all kinds of activity. And for the most part, that's a good thing in Beverly, but it also brings some challenges that your leadership at the T is helping us address. Tomorrow we'll be meeting with Secretary Ash at Housing and Economic Development about several issues. And, you know, whether it be environmental affairs, housing, economic development, the T, DOT, whomever, everybody that we've worked with has been 100% committed to helping our community, you know, move forward and helping make sure that the quality of life in Beverly gets better and better. And it's really a reflection on the leadership that you and the governor bring. So you're welcome in Beverly every day of the week, every day of the year. But, you know, knowing that you're in Boston working hard for us and that you're around the state working hard for all communities makes a big difference. So thank you. And as you and I say every time we're together, we've known each other a while. We served in the House together, and it's a great friendship that I welcome. And glad to see you and glad to know you're doing so well.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And it was true in 2000 when I was elected to serve in the House of Representatives after serving as a selectman in my hometown of Shrewsbury. We came to know each other, and at that time you were chairing the Housing Committee, so it's not a surprise that you would bring your expertise in that area to your position as mayor, and here we find ourselves working together again around a best practice in a housing issue that is important to this community. So I want to thank you. I remember coming to the community, I think it was last summer, it was warmer months, and we toured some of the waterfront area as well, but just a big thank you to all that come to work here for the city, people that choose to make public service at the local level a priority. I mean, this is where people feel their quality of life, you know, and the decisions that you make here at City Hall and in all the departments that are managed through you, Mr. Mayor, and we really appreciate those frontline public servants across our Commonwealth, and today just celebrating those that come to work here in Beverly. To our legislative partners, I just want to say thank you. Obviously, Senator Lovely doing your work in the transportation area, and last winter was a very different winter than we are experiencing now, and having the support from the legislature for the management and controls that we needed at the T to help reorganize and reposition and just really strengthen the public transportation system here in our Commonwealth is really important to all of us. And as you just noted, the trains that run through Beverly need to run on time, they need to be reliable, and people need to be able to commute and get to their destinations with some degree of predictability in their lives. So we're on it and working on that issue every single day. To the representative, thank you for your service to our country, and you find yourself in a very special place now chairing the Veterans Affairs Committee, and to bring your level of passion to the State House for this community is very much appreciated. Thank you on many levels. The Governor, I appreciate working with you as the Secretary. And to the local team here, so let me just start with John Freites. Charlie and I have such a strong affection and admiration for you and your family, and for Pete in particular and his family. Without saying, you know, you just say the word when, where, how, and we're there to partner with you. And thank you for taking your personal circumstances and doing more with it on a very public way to help other families that have been diagnosed with such a serious illness. And we thank you. And doing 2 tours here on the City Council, thank you for serving this great community of Beverly. Of course, Matt, we thank you for sharing a bit of yourself with our administration. Matt plays a very important role in our administration. The governor often says people are policy, and one of the very first decisions we made coming into office was to make sure that we had the right people in the right places around us to help make decisions. Well, here's the guy that helps us find the right people for those right places, and that is no easy task. So we are very grateful for his assistance in helping us early on in our administration get a solid footing.
My honor.
And to Paul, I understand that you have a generational family business that is a huge success here, literally serving the mouths and families of this community with your business. But as a fellow family business owner here in the Commonwealth, Takes a lot of dedication, hard work, risk to run a family business, and you do so successfully here and share some of your time serving this community. So thank you very much. The point today of doing that is this is a team effort. Charlie and I have the great honor of serving as governor and lieutenant governor in this Commonwealth, and while we are elected to do so, we're going to take advantage of every single day and all of the partners we have in government to do our job. I don't need to remind these folks that every day matters. I mean, it's going by so fast. You said 14 months. I feel like we just started yesterday. So it's really important that we take advantage of all of that. Just a few highlights on how we can help communities. First of all, the resources. You need the funding that's available. That's why we released the Chapter 90 funds on very first day and continued to fund that program. A lot of times people will come to a community and they'll either pass through or they settle in, and you know, the roads and the sidewalks, all that stuff needs to work, especially with a walk to school effort that you have as a principal. You want to make sure that the kids and others, seniors and all people can walk around this community in a safe way. So I mean, those things are important. Aid to the communities. You're in the process of building a budget for your next fiscal year, and you need to rely on the increases in local aid, the increases in school funds, so that you can manage your budgets locally. So I want to thank the legislators for helping us sort through those budget issues and understanding why we need to continue to do that. The Compact program, this was Governor Baker's very first executive order, and it was intentional. We wanted to signal to our cities and towns that we need a really strong partnership with our local leaders to really make Massachusetts great. That was our campaign slogan. But once you're elected, you have to figure out how to take that slogan and make it a reality. And that how-to part of it, funding, you know, the Compact program, and other ways, we are really going to do that. And the point of this program, because we learned this as selectmen, first of all, it cannot be a mandate. You have enough of those to deal with as local officials. It has to be a voluntary program. So it has to be something that you really want to participate in. And that's why this is a voluntary program. I want to thank you for voluntarily putting Beverly into it. The second is, it has to be funded. You can't just suggest something or mandate something and then not fund it. It has to come with some resources. So thanks to the legislature, this particular program is funded through a line item in the budget, almost $3 million, and we're again asking for it for the next fiscal year. So it comes with resources to allow you the opportunity to either engage a consultant or technical assistance or funding through our administration to achieve the best practice. So it's voluntary and it's funded. But I think the best part of this program is it actually allowed your community to gather in your municipal room there. You have a big table and you all gather around, right, as leaders, and you say, you know, where is Beverly right now? You know, where are we as a community? But more importantly, where do we want to go? And what are some of the things that maybe have been on the back burner that if we just put on that front burner will really help us, you know, reposition and help focus Beverly on the future? So the idea around, you know, master planning and really taking that snapshot for the community and housing plans and understanding how to really assist students with walking around and moving around this community in a safe fashion. I think the story you told me as a principal was really revealing, in how you had a young student walking with a grandparent, and the grandparent was walking outside of the safe zone, and the child telling the grandparent, no, you've got to walk this way in order to pass the street safely. So just real great connections like that. But the idea of the Compact is you decide what you want to do, and then we help you achieve that. The other part of this is we heard a lot when we were campaigning about communities that are doing things right, you know, really trying hard to make good decisions and, you know, follow down that right path, you know, should sort of be recognized for that good behavior, if you will, as opposed to communities that sort of fall off that right path and then call us for, you know, assistance. We want to help communities stay on a good path, a solid footing, you know, financially, with planning and vision and mission statements for the community. So this Compact allows you to do all that, but also you get bonus points for it. So when it comes time for those statewide grants, whether it's a complete streets grant for a more walkable downtown, which we have now $12.5 million in, so there's an opportunity to apply for some of those funds, or a parks grant, or a Mass Works grant, which is the infrastructure grant fund that can really fuel economic development in your community. You get bonus points on your applications for being a member of the compact. So, that's how we envision this program. And apparently, there's a lot of interest in it because we've had over 200 applications out of 351 communities, and you're the 152nd community to sign. So that is your lucky number. Do whatever you want with that number, but you are, well in the mix of communities that are understanding how to do this right. The final point I want to make is that yes, you need resources, yes, you need best practices, but you also need tools to be able to do your work and save some money. People that pay taxes locally, state, federal, they want to know that government is efficient, they're stretching every penny, they're doing the right things. But there are certain things that are just in place that make it very difficult, Mr. Mayor, for your staff to do their jobs. It takes up a lot of time, there are arcane rules, there are regulations that just are barriers to progress. And so we filed a municipal modernization bill. It was a year ago. We asked one question of the local leadership. We said, how can state government better serve you? And the local officials came up with 1,300 ways. So we said, all right, there's a lot of good ideas about how to do this better. So we took all those ideas and we put them in a bill, and we're very thankful to our legislative counterparts. They've held 5 hearings now. They've heard from a lot of selectmen, mayors, managers of all from throughout the Commonwealth, and we have a real opportunity to pass this bill before you recess and give you even more tools to do your job better. So we're covering it on all those fronts, but most importantly, I have the very best job in state government, Matt. I don't, no matter who you bring in, I have the best one because I get to travel all throughout our Commonwealth. I just spent some time in Gloucester before coming here at our Seaport Economic Council. I chair that for the governor. And it's just a beautiful state. It's a great state. Every part of it is very different. And we just really want to work hard together to help you do even more to serve the people here in this community and those across our state. So that's what today is all about. It's a great celebration. Let's sign away, put it in writing, off we go, and thank you for the team for being a part of it.
Thank you very much.
Lieutenant Governor, before we sign, your remarks are very welcome and appreciate them greatly. And since you mentioned the principal in the back of the room, yes, we need to bring Ms. Byrne up. Please come up, Elena, because Elena, as a teacher and now as a principal, has been a big part of why we have Safe Routes to Schools, and come right in here. Oh, Safe Routes to Schools in Beverly, and she's done incredible work on that front. So we want to make sure that we acknowledge you and thank you for that. And Lieutenant Governor, you mentioned all the different grant programs that we get better access to or bonus points on for being compact members. I should mention that last night during my State of the City address, I mentioned to you before we get up here, we identified a very critical connector, Broadway, which is a street that connects the commuter rail, our main commuter rail station, the depot, and one of our 2 main streets, Rantoul Street, to Cabot Street, the seat of city government and kind of the traditional downtown district. So we have already decided, being a Complete Streets community, we're going to make application to Complete Streets to help make Broadway's, an improvement of Broadway a reality. So we'll see how we do, but it's, clearly these are the kinds of things that matter to communities. So we're glad you're here. We're glad that to be participants in the Community Compact. So all that's left is to sign it, right?
Okay, that's it.
I sign first or you? How do you want to do this?
Go right ahead.
Okay.
Yep.
There you are. That's a signature.
That's
well
yours. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it. It's an honor to work with you.
Thank you.
All of you. Thank you.